Alexandros Duros, and tonight I will be going over my section of team deliverable number 4, which is including a circuit diagram of my robot and the included code to make that run. So my robot was the RoboGardener, which will be able to autonomously detect plants and then from that determine whether that plant is a weed or a desired plant. And it would be able to do so through a user inputted database. Controlling it are 2 tracks, and within the tracks are each 2 independent motors. So in total we have 4 as shown here. And then it has in the front an articulating arm composed of 2 separate servo motors, here and here. And it also includes a distance sensor for the simulation to simulate when this vehicle gets close to an object. In real life it would have a camera, but for this purpose we can use a distance sensor. So let's open up the code and take a look there. Okay, so yeah, obviously I used the blocks, but we can look at blocks plus text. So in this code, I basically designed a simulation to show how the robot would work. Did not code any autonomous functioning or checking against a database, but it does replicate what the robot's actual movements would be going through. So in the initial setup, we have to include the servo and set up our different pieces of equipment, the servo and servo pin 9 and servo pin 11. This command here tells the read ultrasonic distance command. And again, I did this with pins. I'm not very good with actual text. Here's a void setup, which is the components that we want on startup. So on the startup of the machine, all of these motors will begin turning so that the machine moves forward. And these servos will have an initial position of 0 degrees, as you can see here. And then on the forever, or part that we're going to have on a loop, what will happen is that once this distance sensor detects an object within 12 inches or a foot, which is the approximate distance of the arm, according to the CAD models that we have designed for the servos, it will trigger the motors to stop spinning, and then the first motor will rotate 30 degrees, and then the next one will rotate another 30 degrees so that they are straight vertical, and then it will go back to 0 degrees on servo number 2, and then 0 degrees on servo number 1, and it will repeat that motion until the object is no longer detected. Once the object is no longer detected, the motors will start spinning again, and the servos will go back to their initial position. So let's see the simulation. Alright, it's at 58 inches, nothing's happening. We can do the serial monitor, I know you guys like that. And then we can bring it in to 5 inches. See the motor stopped. Servos are going through their motions. All is good. And then once the object is out of the way, the servos will stop. Good, and the motors will begin again. Okay, that is my RoboGardener. Thank you.